Hello everyone. Welcome to Codetober Day 18. And now we are getting started with Anypoint Code Builder after the GA, which was on the 16th, so some days ago. So I'm just gonna follow through some of the tutorials that the team have created for us right here, so we can kind of see them in action. So if you open Anypoint Code Builder, remember you go to the extensions and you have to install the Anypoint extension pack. So once you have installed that, now it won't say pre-release anymore, it's just install. Whoops, sure. Once you go there, you will see this new Anypoint Code Builder icon. So once you click on that, you will be able to see this menu. So you have the quick actions to design, implement, or develop an integration. You have the documentation, so the help to the docs, and some tutorials right here for you. So let's go ahead and do the first tutorial, which is how to design an API. So first of all, we have to click on design an API right here. We will have to sign in. So let's open this. And once we have signed in, we'll be able to see this screen, and you may not see it because my face is right here in the corner, but here in the right bottom part of the screen, you will be able to see your username. So right here where my face is. Anyway, let's create a project name, American Flights API. Project location, I'm just gonna put it on downloads because that's where I keep everything. API specification, let's select RAML 1.0 and the business group, I don't know, because that's what I created, I guess. And then click on create project. That you can also not see that button, but it's right there where my face is. Create project. So something to notice, if you go here in the output, well, first of all, if you don't have here anything, you can click on terminal and then select new terminal. For example, that's what I do to open this up. So here you can select on output and then select MuleDX server, so you can see the logs of what's happening in the background while everything is being created. Now going back to the specification, let's do slash flights. And here we will have first get, and then we will have a post. So this will have a get and a post methods, basically. You can click on the API console right here to see how this looks like. And you basically have flights, you have a get, and you have a post. Now let's add some query parameters here inside the get. So query, and let me query parameters, there you go. Destination is gonna be the first one. This is gonna be required to false, sorry. And the enum, here we're gonna have an enum. This is gonna be SFO, LAX, and CLE. So now we can see this in the console. We have the flights in the get, and now we have the query parameters destination, which is an enum, and the values are SFO, LAX, CLE. Perfect. And now under post, no, sorry, after flights, so here you can see the lines of everything. You can also do command, whoops, you are not working now. Oh, command shift P, and then I will do format document in case you need to like fix something really quick. Anyway, after that, I am gonna add a slash and then ID here. So this is a nested resource. So this I think has to be here, if I remember correctly. And then here inside, we're gonna have another get. So if I save this, I don't think this regenerates on its own. So I'm just gonna open it again. Perfect. So now we have the flights get post, and then we have the flights ID get. So now this will have a URI parameter called ID. This is a string and this is required. Now we want to add some examples that are in Exchange in this case, just to demonstrate. So we're gonna open the command palette and we are gonna select MuleSoft, add fragment dependency from Exchange. So we are gonna search for training American flight data type, and this is the one that we want. So let's select it. After that, we should be able to see this. So for example, here, this is our project explorer. If we click on exchange.json, we will be able to see that there is a dependency, like that is this one. So let's save this. And now let's add another fragment. And this is going to be training American flights example. So let's select that one, version 100. And now we will have two dependencies on exchange.json, which is fine. Now we're going to include that data type and example into this. Again, just to demonstrate. So here we're going to select types, and then inside types, American flight. This is our first type, and we're going to do include exchange modules. So American flights data type.raml. Yeah, that is correct. So now here in the get, let's create some responses because we currently have no responses. So let's do a 200. Yeah, 200 is fine. Body, and this is going to be application JSON. Type, and this is going to be American flight, which is the one that we just got. And this is going to be an array of American flight. After that, let's select examples like this. And this is going to say output and then include. So we're going to include this directly instead of doing it like we did here. And this one is going to be our American flights example.raml. And that is all. So let's save this, close the console and reopen it. So now if we go to flights get, we will be able to see that there is a 200 response. And here there is an example of an array that it is coming from the example part. And here you can also see that it's an array of, and this is the data type that we got. Now, instead of getting the examples from Exchange, let's go ahead and create a new folder right here to add our examples. So let's name this examples, and let's create a new file that we're gonna call American flight example.raml. Let me close the API console and bring this here so we can see it better. Now I'm just gonna copy paste an example so you can see this really quick. Save. And now here, and if I go to ID get and then create responses, and then here 200 body application JSON type, and this is gonna be American flight, which is the same type from here. And after that, we are gonna say examples. And then again, output, and this is gonna be include. And now instead of pointing to whatever we had on Exchange, this is gonna be pointing to examples, our folder. And there we have the American flight example.raml. Now let's add an example here for this post inside flights to see what we can do here. So first of all, body, and this is gonna be application JSON. This is what you are sending in the request of this post. And we're gonna select type, and this is gonna be an American flight, which is the same type as this one. Now this example has an ID, and we want to have one that doesn't have an ID. So here in examples, I'm gonna create a new file called American flight no ID example.raml. And once again, I'm just gonna copy and paste something that I already had, but it's pretty much the same thing as before, just without the ID. So now if we go back here in this post that we had created before, so here we have the body that we are sending in the request, but then we want to add another example. So example, we're gonna name this input. And this is gonna include the examples, and then American flight no ID example. And then in the responses, Let's put here the responses. This is gonna be a 201 body application JSON, and the example is gonna be just a message that we can add, flight added, but not really. Oh, I just figured out why. It has to say examples. Oops. And this one, that's fine. Okay, so if you put example, then it doesn't really work, because then I guess you would have to do it like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So because I'm adding examples, then it does work. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that was a typo. And now if I go here to post, then I can correctly see that this works. Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed day 18. I will see you tomorrow for day 19. Bye.